Hey y'all, how you doing?
Show us a little something, Eli.
Huh? Oh, okay. um, here,
Just a quick one.
yeah. Take a card. 9 diamonds. Two shuffles. And I'm gonna try and guess where it is in the deck. So I'm gonna say 23rd, probably. So that would be right around here. And then the card right on top of that should be 2 of spades, I think. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Trade that with me. And
Solid. I'll see you guys later. Peace.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Alone Together Tuesday. That was my opening act. Eli Carll. He saved the big tricks for later. It's over here. He's gonna come back and blow your minds. But first, I'm gonna soothe your souls and ease your hearts with some sweet stylings and sad songs. Let's see. Move my pick around. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Alone Together Tuesday, episode number, I don't know, a lot. 14, I think. I appreciate y'all being here. This is it for me. This is the highlight. What it's all about these days. I'm in Asheville, North Carolina. This is the traveling portion of our series. 3 weeks ago, we did one in Nashville, Tennessee at the Purple Building. And then went up to Mackinac City, Michigan, and did one from there. And then we did a show from Washington, D.C., I believe. And now we're here. And I think next week's going to be Austin, Texas. And then I'll be back in Nashville for a while. So anyway, let's play some music here. Let's see, what are we going to start with? Jesus and Elvis painted on velvet, hanging at the bar here every night. It's good to be back again. Oh, me and my old friends, beneath the neon cross and the string of Christmas lights. Lola built this joint in '67, and a boy went off to fight on Christmas Eve. In a war nobody won, she lost her only son. Now everything he loved is what you see. Jesus and Elvis painted on velvet, hanging at the bar here every night. It's good to be back again. Oh, me and my old friends, beneath the neon cross and a string of Christmas lights. Lola told him Jesus loves a sinner, and his daddy told him music saved his soul. Between the drunkards and the band, it's a fitting promised land for the King of Kings and the King of Rock and Roll. Jesus and Elvis, painted on velvet, hanging at the bar here every night. Alright. So if you need a shot of Dickel or redemption, or where the Delta meets the Sea of Galilee, get washed in the blood of the Mississippi mud. Come on, you non-believers, and you'll see Jesus and Elvis, painted on velvet, hanging at the bar here every night. It's good to be back again. Oh, me and my old friends, beneath the neon cross and a string of Christmas lights. It's good to be back again. Oh, me and my old friends, beneath the neon cross and a string of Christmas lights. By and by, Lord, by and by, and by and by, Lord, by and by. All right. Hey, everybody. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm excited. This is the first time I've done the Alone Together Tuesday on Instagram. So that's y'all over there, right there. I'm looking at you, Instagram. And over here, I'm looking at everybody else. Thank y'all for being here. We just keep expanding. My technological prowess knows no bounds. It only took me 4 months to figure out how to stream on Instagram. So, yeah. All right, well, cheers. I'm coming to you live from Asheville, North Carolina, one of my favorite towns in the world. Really cool, really beautiful up here. And I'm at my friend's office, my friend Rob Mays. And back here is a map of Asheville from 1912. Yeah, a few other things I'll get into later. But thank y'all for being here, for joining me. Let's see. I'm going to do a song that I wrote. My friend Corb Lund, many of y'all know, a Canadian fella, has a really great record that he came out with a month or two back. And it's a shame with the pandemic. I don't know. It's a weird time to put out a record. And I'm about to find out. I've got a record coming out in a couple months. But we can talk more about that later, too. But right now, we're talking about Corb Lund. He's got this really cool record that my friend John Evans produced for him, co-produced for him. And I love Corb's stuff, and this is one of my favorites that he's done in a long time. I have not learned the songs, so I'm not going to play one of them for you right now, but I will do one that he and I did many years back on a record, another record that John produced called I can't remember at the moment. But this is a song for people who do a lot of traveling and have a high probability of getting pulled over, and it's called Bible on the Dash. So it goes like this. Well, a two-night stand in Tulsa, pulling out and headed west. Brady grabbed the Gideons from the motel in the desk, and we said, "What's the matter, brother? Are you worried about your soul? He said, better safe than sorry, boys. That's just how I roll. We hit the road of feeling cool as Crosby, Stills, and Nash, overflowing with the Spirit and the Bible on the dash. Well, we pulled the whole thing over for the flashing red and blues. Police came to the window. We said, have you heard the news? He said, don't get smart with me, boy. Why you doing 95? My foot is heavy with redemption. I'm just blessed to be alive. He said, I ought to pull you out of there and beat you black and blue. I placed my hand upon the good book. Said, what would Jesus do? It's better than insurance registration online. Better than these fake IDs I keep on buying. Even better than an envelope stuffed with cash. They always said it saved me, that old Bible on the dash. Well, around these parts, that hair alone will make probable cause. If you're moving through my county, you'll obey my earthly laws. We did our best to quote some holy writ, chapter and verse. What kind of music you boys making? We said Christian music, sir. Well, he contemplated, thought about it, twirled his cop mustache. Alright, you boys, be careful now, just don't drive quite so fast. It's better than insurance registration online. Better than these fake IDs I keep on buying. Even better than an envelope stuffed with cash. They always said it saved me, that old Bible on the dash. Crossing at the border a few months later, we heard freeze. Pull in over there, son, we're gonna do some search and seize. Maybe if we'd been more famous, they'd have said just move along. If they'd have seen us on the TV, if we'd had hit single songs. He's just about to ask us where's the money, guns, and hash. I was hoping that it'd save me, that old Bible on the dash. Well, his hand was on his pistol and his dog was on his leash. And that shepherd, he was keeping a pretty close eye on his sheep. We got a list we gonna look at, see if we can't find your names. We got parabolic laser beams, here's everything you say. We got ultraviolet x-rays that can see right through your bus. Well, I guess we'll see if the good Lord's truly watching over us. It's better than a green card, better than a line. Better than these work visas I have to keep buying. Even better than an envelope stuffed with cash. Lord, I'm at the border with a Bible on the dash. Yes, sir. Bible on the dash. One that Corb Lund started, and I helped him finish it up. And he put it on his record, Cabin Fever. It's called Cabin Fever. Great record. Yeah. So anyway, the point was, y'all check out Corb's new record. It's Agriculture World Tragic is the name. Yeah, it's really cool. Really cool. It's just got some great classic country songs and then some funny stuff and stuff that makes you feel like tough and wise, which that's one of the things I like about Corb. He makes me feel tough and wise. Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of, that's going nowhere. I was gonna say speaking of tough and wise, and then that was gonna segue into something, but I got nothing. That's the only. I got nothing. All right. Well, how's this doing? Is this working, everybody? Can y'all see okay? You hear okay? All right. I'm going to wait for responses. All right. I saw a request there a minute ago, and I'm gonna attempt to do it. I smoked my last cigarette, I drank my last drop. I quit doing all the things I swore I'd never stop. I changed my direction, I sang a different tune, and gave up all those childish ways that made me old too soon. And things were looking good there for a while. I tried to straighten out the crooked road that I was on. It was good while it lasted, but it didn't last too long. I used to play down on Broadway the same songs every night, singing for the tip jar underneath the neon light. Had a good time with the women, and the compliments were free. I dreamed of something bigger, but it just wasn't meant to be. But I was happy there for a while, just like a desperado out searching for a song. It was good while it lasted, but it didn't last too long. And nothing lasts forever, and time knows that it's true. And sometimes a little while's the best that we can do. You ended up beside me like some long forgotten dream. You took my hand and showed me colors I had never seen. We both said forever, forever till the end, but forever something different to a lover than a friend. And we thought we had it all there for a while, just like that perfect moment for the darkness turns to dawn. It was good while it lasted, but it didn't last too long. The one thing I can tell from all this life that's come and gone, it was good while it lasted, but it didn't last too long. It was good while it lasted, but it didn't last too long. All right. Good while it lasted. That's a song I wrote with Will Hogue. Really cool guy, great songwriter. So, yeah. All right. I'm here in Asheville, North Carolina. My friend Rob Mays, his office. Rob and I went to college together in Conway, Arkansas. And a really good guy. He's got a twin brother, Rhett, who lives here in town as well as his sister. And then he's got another brother that I went to college with named Ryan Mays, who's a sculptor. I think he lives up in Vermont these days. And that that back there is one of Ryan's pieces. And anyway, just a really cool family. And it's nice. I'd gotten a hotel here in town, and I gave Rob a call as I was heading in, and he offered me his basement. So we're socially distanced, but I'm not having to be in a hotel, which is really nice, because staying in hotels is challenging after a couple weeks in the best of circumstances, and during a pandemic it's particularly not great. So anyway, so it's nice to have just a little bit of home and some friends to take care of you. So I'm appreciative of that. And then he provided this space here, this cool place for me to do my show, so we could keep the Tuesdays happening, Alone Together Tuesdays. And yeah, so he also gave me a little bit of whiskey, which I'm almost out of. Rob, I don't know if he can hear me. All right, well, let's see. I'm gonna do a song about those Arkansas days. When I was a freshman in college, I used to hang out at this house, on Faulkner Street, and then I later lived on a house on Faulkner Street. And I had this girlfriend who was an artist, and we would just sit on the porch. We were just, you know, shirtless and overalls and with guitars, and we were just worthless people. And she would come out there, and I remember we had a record player, and they play Indigata Davida over and over and over again. I don't know, that sounds like hell to me now, but at the time it seemed pretty deep. And she would bring out her paintings, and they were sort of abstract. And so me and a couple friends, Jimmy Milliken, and Sasha, my Croatian buddy, we'd be sitting on the couch, and she would bring out this painting, and she would hold it up, and she would ask us to interpret it. What do you see? And so we would sit there and study it for a while, and then we would say, you know, I think it's a cat or something. I don't know. It represents you know, peace on earth. And after she got all of our answers, and she'd be really amused, and then she would, her thing she would do, she would turn it upside down and say, now what do you see? I'm not sure there was ever anything there. I just think she was having fun with us. But anyway, but those were good times, and this is a song about that. Let's see. The record player scratching out an old and dusty tune on the front porch on a Sunday on an arky afternoon. We were lying around like gypsies, just thinking about going to town. And Jimmy's drinking whiskey straight in line in the shade. Jamie dancing around the kitchen with a glass of lemonade, looking like an angel who's never gonna touch the ground. The trouble in mind, how'd we ever lose that time? Living for the best, leaving all the rest behind. And them boys from Morgan County, they were coming out tonight with country on the radio and trouble in their eyes. Come walking up the driveway, singing about the night before. And we'll head up to the mountain, pick up trucks and old guitars, while all smoke marijuana as we look up at the stars, raising hell for hours until we can't take anymore. The trouble in mind, how'd we ever lose that time? Living for the best, leaving all the rest behind. Yeah. There's a picture on the manteltop, it's filled with old regrets. There are times I can't remember and things I can't forget. I call you up and tell you, but baby, we've been gone too long. Now that porch is just a memory and the record player's broke. Them hills have gone to houses and Jimmy's gone to smoke. I do the whole thing over, darling, just to hear that song. Trouble in my how'd we ever lose that time? Living for the best, leaving all the rest behind. Living for the best, leaving all the rest behind. All right, Faulkner Streets goes back away. I don't play that very often. Probably primarily because it's hard to hit that note. Trouble in my... Some days are better than others. But it's a Tuesday night here in Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm feeling good. Also connected with another old friend today. A couple friends here in North Carolina. The other day I texted with BJ Barham from American Aquarium. I was staying in Chapel Hill, and which was just down the road from him in Raleigh. But I was tied up and I couldn't go see him. He didn't invite me to see him, but actually he did invite me to see him. So I can't throw him under the bus. He invited me, but I had stuff to do. And it's weird, during a pandemic to like call somebody up and say, hey, can I come over? I wouldn't want somebody doing that to me. And then today I talked to Ed Jurdy from the band The Heathens, who lives here in Nashville. And they got a show tonight, right after mine. They have a Tuesday night show every Tuesday. So I think theirs starts at 7:30 Central. So I'm going to play right up to it, and then I'll pass the baton over to them. So, all right, everybody. Well, thank y'all for tuning in. I got a bunch of songs I want to do tonight, so I'll keep going, and maybe I'll tell a few stories as I go. But right now, this is one that I wrote a while back. I wrote it for a movie. There's a movie called Country Strong that I ended up being a lot of songs in, but I wrote this song for that movie, and it didn't actually get in. The music supervisor was a guy named Randall Poster, and he said he put out a couple titles for trying to get songs with this title, and one of them was Chances Are, and one of them was Love Don't Let Me Down, which was originally going to be the name of the movie. So I wrote a song with each of those titles, and neither one of them made the movie. And then I had 4 other songs that I didn't write for the movie that did get in it. Anyway, it's funny how it works. But I'm indebted to Randall for a lot of things, but most of all for giving me the idea for this song. I spent a lot of time on it, and ended up putting it on my own record, and then Leanne Womack recorded it, which was really cool. Let's see here. Chances are I took the wrong turn every time I had a turn to take. And I guess I broke my own heart every chance I had a heart to break. And it seems I spent my whole life wishing on that same unlucky star. But as I watch you cross the barroom, well, I wonder just what my chances are. Well, I know you've looked around and you've seen what you needed to see. And at night when you're dreaming, you're probably not dreaming about me. Oh, it's safe to say I've stumbled, but I've managed to make it through this far. And as I take one step and then another, well, I wonder just what my chances are. Oh, I have watched the world go by hand in hand and wondered why I'm still so alone. Or could I lay down my foolish pride and maybe finally find my heart a home? The band has started playing a simple song I used to know. As I take your hand and walk you out and dance to the rhythm way down low. Every heart has got a story, mine just has a few more scars, but they could heal if you would hold me and tell me just just what my chances are. Oh, if you would only hold me and tell me just what my chances are. All right. This song's called Chances Are. Hey, Rob. Oh, thank you. You heard my cry, my plea. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Hey, Rob, how can people... Does Ryan sell his stuff online, or how can people track him down? I saw somebody say they wanted some.
You gotta look up B. Ryan Mays Sculpture.
B.
Ryan Mays.
Okay.
Is that the first initial B?
All right. If
Yeah,
y'all are...
Montpelier, Vermont.
All right. If y'all are interested in artwork like this, that's my buddy Ryan Mays, who lives in Pillier, Vermont. I think that's what he said. B. Ryan Mays, M-A-Y-S. Anyway, really sweet guy. He dunked on me once playing basketball, which I still hold a grudge. We were just playing one-on-one. We're just kind of shooting around. I didn't know he could dunk. He kept that knowledge to himself, and so I'm not really D'ing him up that aggressively. And he just blows by me and goes in the air, and he just keeps going up and dunked on me. That was the beginning of the end for me. Anyway. How's the road tripping going? The road trip is great. For those of y'all that don't know, my son and my dog and I headed out from... I left Nashville 3 weeks ago yesterday. I think that's right. And my son... I met my son in Little Rock. He drove up from Austin, or his mom dropped him off. And we've been on a road trip. And this is the last day of our kind of traveling around, but we've been all over the place. And tomorrow we're going to go to my home in Nashville, spend some time there, and then I'm going to take him back to Austin and drop him off there. It's been a blast. And he's going to come in here in a little while and do some more magic. I let him do some magic last week, and it turned out he made me some money, I think. I told everybody I give him 5% cut. So if they wanted him to have $5, they'd have to tip me $100. And it worked. A few people did it. So, so I'm going to do it again. So if the music's not doing it for you, hang tight, and we'll have some magic in a little bit here. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'll do this. If you're nobody's business or your front page news, the folk rock, country, or Delta blues, tell your truth however you choose, and do it all for the sake of the song. Yeah, hitchhiking, bus riding, rental cars, living rooms, coffee houses, rundown bars, 10,000 people all alone under the stars. It's all for the sake of the song. And there's a man who wrote your cheating heart. Now he's lying through his tooth, and he plays it on a stolen harp that's soaked in 100 proof. And there's the one who might be happy, but for the writer's curse, she lost the crowd's attention by the 42nd verse. And it's a traveling salesman, the girl next door, from that empty room to the third encore. Less is less until more is more, and it's all for the sake of the song. Yeah. Kentucky. Yeah, he's the son of some well-known. And his father bought that tour bus so he could strike out on his own. And there's the brooding contradiction. Yeah, he's holding Van Gogh's ear, and he's taped it onto his guitar, and I hope someone will hear. And his black berets and nudie suits, the next big thing will give him back to your roots. High tops, flannels, or duct tape boots, and it's all for the sake of the song. The mystic, there's the legend, yeah, there's the best that's ever been. And there's the voice of a generation who won't pass this way again. And there's record deals and train seals and puppets on a string. And we're all just trying to figure out what makes the caged bird sing. It's lights, camera, on with the show. About time to get ready, now go, cat, go. Where it all ends, nobody knows, but it's all for the sake of the song. So if you're nobody's business or your front page news, folk, rock, country, or Delta blues, tell your truth however you choose, and do it all for the sake of the song. All right, for the sake of the song. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. The duct tape boots reference to a certain Austin musician who was shot. Yeah, sorta. I just dropped my pick, my only pick. Yeah, there was a Blaze Foley reference. Blaze, some of y'all may not. Forgive me. Hold on. There it is. Blaze Foley, amazing songwriter, and shot and killed. But he had a duct tape wallet and duct tape shoes at times, and I've heard that when he died, everybody came, rather than throw flowers on the casket, they all slapped duct tape on there. And anyway, he's just a beautiful, beautiful songwriter, singer, everything. He was incredible. And my friend Ben Dickey, who wasn't my friend until after this happened, but he played Blaze Foley in a beautiful movie. He did an amazing job portraying Blaze in the movie called Blaze. And if you haven't had a chance to see that, I recommend it. It's just an incredible performance. And the music is amazing, and Ben sang it all himself, and just did an incredible job. But there's a record of Blaze's called Live from the Austin Outhouse that just, it's remarkable. So I'm going to do one of those songs. I haven't done any Blaze in a very long time, and I don't think I've ever done Blaze on this show on Alone Together Tuesdays. So yeah, there's that Lucinda song Drunken Angel. It is about Blaze, and Towns has one called Blaze's Blues, which that's a good one too. I might do that as well. Might have a Blaze set here. But this is one that just always killed me. She said, pretty blue eyes. She thinks I've got pretty blue eyes. And see me again. She wants to see me again. And she's such a pleasant surprise. Ooh, love, nothing else like it, right? Ooh, love, nothing else like it I found. My heart, she's got my heart. She's got my heart in her hands. I don't know if she knows it. Surely I show it. She's got my heart in her hands. Ooh, love, nothing else like it, right? Ooh, love, nothing else like it I found. Blue eyes, she said, pretty blue eyes. She thinks I've got pretty blue eyes. I don't know, see me again. She wants to see me again. She's such a pleasant surprise. Ooh, love, nothing else like it, right? Ooh, love, nothing else like it I found. The great Blaze Foley. That's my sort of bastardized version there, but go check out Live at the Austin Outhouse if you can find it. That entire record is just incredible. So here's to Blaze. Gone too soon. All right, I'm gonna do a couple more, and then we'll bring in the Magic Kid, and then I gotta remember to restart this Instagram thing because it only lasts for an hour. I hope y'all are doing well, everybody. Welcome to Alone Together Tuesdays. This is something I do every week, every Tuesday. I've been doing it for like 4 months now, and it's great. It's my favorite day of the week, and it's the chance that gives me a chance to connect with people in a time where it's very hard to connect, and I'm very grateful for it, to have this outlet to reach out to people and have them reach out to me. It means a lot. So I go back after the shows and read the comments and I don't know. It's just what I did, the way I made my living, for the last 20 years, just disappeared, and I wasn't sure how I felt about that at first, or what I was gonna do. And this has given me an outlet not only for the creative stuff. It's helped me stay afloat financially, and it's just it's been a godsend. So I know it's really, really hard times out there for a lot of people, and I'm incredibly blessed. So I'm just that was not a plea to get money from y'all or to tip me. That's not. I'm doing fine. I mean, I appreciate it if you want to, but I'm just grateful for you here. Grateful for you being here. I really am. So if you got friends or anybody you think would enjoy this, just let them know and send them on over. Yeah, so that's that. I'm gonna do another song that's sort of about, or not sort of, entirely about Blaze. This is a Towns Van Zandt song, and I'll see if I can remember the words. But this is a cool one. I got a guitar on my own, got a quarter for the telephone. Ain't going down this highway all alone. 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4. Who's that knocking at my door? I know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Ain't got no daddy, but I got 'em all. She live way down in Arkansas. I might just go and see her one of these days. Ain't like she'd even care, ain't like she'd pay the fare, but I might just blow on by there anyway. Cause some trouble if I can. Hey buddy, would you like to come along? Hey, it's a place I've never been, and you know I could use a friend. And they say they'll pay us $7 a song. Guitar on my own, I got a quarter for the telephone. Ain't going down this highway all day long. 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4. Who's that knocking at my door? I know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. Yeah, I know you're gonna miss me when I'm gone. All right. Hey, Eli. Yeah. You ready to rock? Yeah, sure. Okay. All right, son. All right, I caught my kid off guard. I'm going to have him come do some magic before this Instagram feed ends. He's just going to do a couple minutes, and then I'll come back in. It'll give me a chance to regroup and think about what song I want to play next. So, everybody, thank y'all for being here, for taking time on your Tuesday night. We got a lot more songs to play, but we're just going to have a little magic intermission. This will be the last time that we get, for a while, for Eli to do magic on the interwebs. And he's pretty damn good, so it's fun for me. It's a lot of fun for me to get to watch him and have him show up.
Real quick.
You're going to wash your hands? Okay. All right, well, I'm going to play a song then. You go to that. All right. So I'm going to do this song. This is a song I wrote about Eli. And when I first heard he wanted to be a magician, he was probably like 6. And I wasn't super excited about it. But mainly because I was his primary audience, and he wasn't very good. You know, he had tiny hands. He was a kid, but he loved magic, and he was really he was determined. It was his passion, and he practiced and he practiced, and he became quite good, actually, to the point where he's started getting paying gigs. And anyway, what I discovered was, you know, being a parent is not about wanting your kid to do the things that you're into. I think what it's about is hoping that they find their own passion and the things that they're into. And as long as they can do that, they're going to be all right. And he's found his, and he's got many more to come. But I'm proud of him for following his heart and chasing his dreams. And that's worth everything. It really is. So I'm going to do this song here. This is one I wrote with Daryl Scott. It's about Eli. It's called The Magic Kid. And then as soon as I'm done, we'll let him come in and actually do some magic for you. So it goes like this. Pick a card, any card, don't show it to me. Abracadabra, I got nothing up my sleeve. And I may get it wrong or get it right, but either way, I'm standing in the light where nothing is hid. I'm the magic kid. That's my kid with the cards. He's 9 years old, with a heart full of and a heart of gold. And there's not a trick that he can't figure out, and he's never stopped the show for fear of doubt, like the rest of us did. He's the magic kid. Who we are is who we are. Why is that so hard to be? When I watch you shine your star, it's so magical to me. Who we are is who we are. Why is that so hard to be? When I watch you shine your star, it's so magical to me. This world can be so full of darkness and blown out flames, trading dreams for pecking orders and schoolyard games. But you shine your light for everyone to see. The only one I've known who's truly free. Yeah, you just are what you will always be. You're the magic kid. Pick a card, any card. Don't show it to me. All right, that is the Magic Kid, the song, and I'm gonna bring up the Magic Kid, the person who inspired the song. But before I do that, I'm afraid this Instagram's gonna run out while he's doing his thing, and that would be disappointing for the people on Instagram watching. So I'm gonna end this right now and start it over, so you don't miss out on any magic. So I'm gonna boot you, but if you just hop right back on, you can catch Eli's Magic Show, and I'll do some more songs. And the rest of y'all, hang tight just 1 second here, and end that. Okay, so that's a thing, and we're done. Well, oh Lord, okay, yeah. All right, sorry. This is I'm figuring this out. Okay, we'll worry about that later, and add the series. Okay, oh my goodness, post. All right, bam. Okay, that's done, and now we're gonna start a new one. Live, bam, that easy. Okay, there. Without further ado, Magic Kid. Come over here.
Yeah. Howdy, y'all. All right, so I'm gonna try and accommodate for both streams. If this will work, it may take a little bit of tweaking. But yeah, let's figure this out. So we can do it. This is very professional. All right. So my name's Eli Carll. I wrote an essay about consciousness recently, and one of the topics I actually explored was this thing called object permanence. Now, object permanence is essentially if I put a coin in one hand and put it in this hand, we as humans know the coin's going to be in that hand. It's going to stay there, and it's my job as a magician sometimes to mess with that. So I'm going to try and do that now. Playing card and 3 coins. How old is the? I'm 17 actually. I turned 17 on July 22nd. So that was fun. I'm gonna try and do that right now. So here's what we're gonna do. Put the card right there, and we're gonna take 1, 2, and 3 coins. So we're gonna take these 3 coins. 1, 2, 3 coins, and we're gonna take these 3 coins, put them in this hand. We're gonna lay out this card flat, and we're gonna take one of these coins, just like that. There goes one. We'll try and do it with another, all right? So we'll take these 2 coins, one in here, and here's what we'll do. This 1 coin right here, lay the card out. Just like that. Here, we'll do this one more time, all right? Take 1 coin, take 2 coins, and here we'll take 3 coins, just like that. I know that may have been kind of weird for the Instagram people, so I'm gonna try and do one specifically for the people on the Instagram stream. Actually, hey Dad, could you come in real quick? Yeah. So could I use you as a assistant real quick?
Sure.
Everybody, hey, it's Carl.
Should I sit down?
Yeah, you can sit down just like
Okay.
that. So here's what we're gonna try and do. I believe that people have tells, right? So you can actually look at someone, and whether it's facial expressions, little tics they do, and you can actually get a rough idea of what they're thinking, or at least what their thought process is when they're thinking about something. So I want to try and do that now. Actually, here, we'll clear these 2 off. It isn't perfect, all right? So right now, I've just tried playing cards, but so here, think of a celebrity right now.
Okay.
And I'll say a celebrity that I'm thinking of right now at the same time on the count 3, all right?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Brad
Gwyneth
Pitt.
Paltrow. Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
All right, I said
They,
Gwyneth.
they dated.
That's true. I said Gwyneth Paltrow.
Okay.
So it's not always perfect, all right? But I'm going to try and do it with playing cards and keep it simple, okay? So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write down a prediction.
Should they be able to see us on the
Oh,
thing?
yeah, they should. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All right, Eli is writing a prediction down for those of y'all that can't see, which is everybody.
This is a very professional production.
Hey, Anthony.
Okay. So, this is a prediction. Actually, we'll put the pen up real quick.
Okay.
We'll just leave it right there, okay?
Your prediction. Okay.
Yeah,
For those
so
of y'all
it's-
that can't
it's
see, he's put a prediction down
right
there
here. Yeah.
of some kind. I'm not sure what, but all right.
So, Dad, what I want you to do real quick is, I'll cut up the deck here real quick. I want you to think of a number between 10 and 20, okay?
Okay. And just so you know, you got to make sure they can see
Oh,
it
yeah.
over there. So whatever you do,
Yeah.
make sure both cameras can see it.
Okay.
A number between 10 and 20?
Yeah.
All right. I have a number between 10 and 20.
All right, could you say it out loud right now?
I can. 17.
17.
Yeah.
I want you to take the deck and just deal 17 cards right now.
Okay. Face down.
Sure.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Now, we could stop right here,
All right.
but I actually want to go one step further. 17 is made of 2 digits, right?
Correct.
1 and 7.
Correct.
What's 1 plus 7?
8.
8. From this pile, could you deal 8 cards?
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8.
What do I do with those?
We'll just put this 8th card aside.
The 8th card. Okay.
Yeah. You could have chosen this card. You could have chosen any of these
Again,
cards.
Make sure they can
Yeah.
see what's happening here. Okay.
Any of these cards. But you stopped on this one right here.
That's yes.
The 8 of hearts.
Okay.
Could you unfold that prediction right now?
This piece of paper here.
Yeah, that's been on the table the
You
whole
predicted
time.
a card.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna open up to the audience first. Let's see. It says 8 of hearts.
8 of hearts.
I think that's eight hearts. All right.
And 8 of hearts. But
Again, you gotta make sure
Yeah.
they can see.
Dad, you said you named a celebrity at the beginning of this, right?
I did.
Yeah. What was it again?
Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt. Dad, this is gonna seem a little weird, and I know people can't see this. Could you just describe what you're about to see, Dad?
What I'm about to see, or what
Yeah.
I am currently seeing.
What you're currently seeing.
I'm seeing my son taking his shoe off. What? Well, here, just put
Okay.
this. Okay, you're taking your shoe off, and there is something inside of it.
Yeah.
You want me to reach into your shoe?
No, I'll grab it here.
Yeah, thank you. All right. So you've pulled out a.
Piece of paper from the shoe. Yeah.
All right. And on the piece of paper is Brad Pitt. How did you do that? That's weird. All right. Okay. I'm impressed. I haven't seen that one before. All right.
All right.
Okay. Well, are you done, or you got one more quick one for him?
Yeah, I think I'm done. If that's all right.
Sure.
Or-
Sure. Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, whatever.
You're not getting paid by the trick. Yeah. So okay. Cool. Will you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Will you go and grab my phone, which is in the office
Sure,
here on
yeah.
your charger,
Totally.
and bring it in to me? Thank you. Everybody, a hand for Eli Carll. He started the show. If you missed it, you can go back and watch the replay of him doing some card manipulation, and he may end the show. I don't know. We'll see if y'all clamor for him to come back. So, all right. Okay, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for Eli for doing that. That was weird. I don't know how he did that one, and I know y'all couldn't see some of it because he's still working on the part where it reminds me when one of the first radio interviews I ever did was with Ray Wiley Hubbard. He had a show called Roots and Branches of Americana, or Seeds and Stems of Americana, and one time he asked me a question. He said something like, "So you're from Houston, Texas?" And I nodded, and I never forget. He said, "For those of y'all at home, Hayes just nodded." That's not even the first time on radio. I didn't know. I just wasn't thinking like, oh yeah, this is not a visual medium. You got to actually make noises for people to know what's going on. So anyway, all right. Well, that was Eli Carll, and I'm his dad, Hayes Carll. So I'm gonna play some tunes here. Let's see. Well, I wake up in the morning, long and lean, stopping at the corner, cigarettes and gasoline, rolling down Main Street, shifting through the gears, rolling up that highway they've been working on for years. I one eye on the sunrise, one eye on the clock. Come tomorrow morning, Lord, I'm gonna make it down to Little Rock. Yeah, I searched through LA County, the valleys and the stars, Del Rio to the Bow, all them honky-tonks and bars. I bet you in Seattle, driving through the rain, ran through New York City just a calling out your name. After all these years of searching, I finally found my spot. One way or another, Lord, I'm gonna make it down to Little Rock. And all my life I tried to find a piece of this earth for my peace of mind. All these years of searching let my troubles disappear. I maybe found a place where we can sit and drink a beer. After packing 7 hours, put up on the shelf, singing to the radio and talking to myself, screaming through the forest, magic on my soul. 90 miles an hour on the cruise control. I'm blowing by the truckers, the grandmas and the cops. Don't you hurry, son, was just that. I'm on my way to Little Rock. Well, now, baby, get ready. Trouble's on his way. Only thinking about you every night and every day. Tell all your other lovers, forget about the past. Ain't even gonna worry, cause this time it's gonna last. I'm coming round the corner, ain't even gonna knock. Hey, hey, pretty baby, here comes your daddy down to Little Rock. Hey, Little Rock. All right. Thanks, everybody. This is Alone Together Tuesday, episode 14. Coming to you live from Asheville, North Carolina. That was my son, Eli Carll. Just did a little bit of magic for you. And I'm seeing a lot of comments about how y'all would rather he come back and I go away. Well, too bad. It's my show. I spent 20 years making a career, creating a Facebook profile, learning how to press the button. I'm just going to give away my show to my son just because he's young and knows tricks and stuff. No, it's not how it works. But I am giving him 5% of the gross proceeds tonight, so. Yeah, do with that information what you will. All right, well, let's see. I'm going to do a song. This is one that's about a friend of mine that I went to college with. And when I got out of school, he was sort of the only guy that pursued music professionally. I went to an interesting college. It's called Hendrix College in Conway, Arkansas. Ben Nichols from Lucero, lead singer for Lucero, was there. He's a couple years ahead of me. Several other people that kind of went out and ended up doing music in one form or another. But the only sort of friend I had at the time that was in my kind of age range was a guy named Aaron Wilkinson, and he got out and moved up to New York City and started making music. Started running around with some folks out there, and got in with a band called the Moldy Peaches, and ended up doing a tour with the Strokes, and was doing real well for himself. And was just a really charismatic, charming, fun guy, full of life. But he passed away. Well, he died. He died from living too hard. And this is a song that I wrote for him. So this goes out to Aaron Wilkinson, all the Wilkinsons. Rambling boy, you've been around Dallas to the underground, high above and down below, the places I was scared to go. You sang it loud in case they heard, hanging on to every word, and gentle as a lullaby, with firecrackers in your eyes. I would give anything for one more night to run, for one last song to sing. You weren't asking much at all, just catch you when you fall on your own, the long way home. What's that sadness in your smile? Have you been crying all the while? And could you lean upon my shoulder? I guess you die or just get old. So what are we supposed to do? Just walk around forever blue, and all this hurry up and wait? And was it chance or was it fate? I would give anything for one more night to run, for one last song to sing. You weren't asking much at all, just catch you when you fall on your own, the long way home. You weren't asking much at all, just catch you when you fall on your own, the long way home. All right, that's from my pal Aaron Wilkinson. He has a younger brother, Graham Wilkinson, who's a great musician, living down in Austin, Texas, carrying on that legacy. Speaking of Austin, this is a song that I wrote with Ray Wiley Hubbard. He doesn't actually live in Austin. He lives in Wimberley, just outside of Austin. But for those of y'all who watch the TV show Yellowstone, you may have noticed we got a couple songs in it in the last couple weeks, and this is one of them. So I'm gonna play it here. Now I've got a woman, she's wild as Rome. She likes to lie naked and be kissed upon. She crosses a bridge and sets it on fire, and then lands like a bird on a telephone wire. Wine bottles scattered like last night's clothes, cigarettes, papers, and time and goes. She laughs for a minute about the shape I'm in. She says, you be the sinner, honey, I'll be the sin. I'm gonna holler and I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna give me some mescaline. She brings me roses and a place to lean. A drunken poet's dream. Now I believe my harp has got a busted reed. My lips are chapped and about to bleed. She tastes like pills and cheap cologne, and tells me I don't ever have to drink alone. Now there's some money on the table and a pistol on the floor, a few paperback books of Louis L'Amour. She says, honey, don't you worry about the shape I'm in. She says, you already did that verse. Sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to get back to that. I just have to block somebody real quick. If I can do that. No, I can't do that. Well, whatever. Just be cool. Don't be an asshole. Let's see. I believe my harp has got a busted reed. My lips are chapped and about to bleed. She says, honey, don't you worry about judgment day. All these people going to heaven, they're just in our way. I'm gonna holler and I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna give me some mescaline. She brings me roses and a place to lean. A drunken poet's dream. And all my life I laid around while the colors all turned blue. Oh, well, I closed my eyes and I finally found it brought me back to you. Now I've got a woman, she's wild as Rome. She likes to lie naked and be kissed upon. She crosses a bridge and sets it on fire, and it lands like a bird on a telephone wire. I'm gonna holler and I'm gonna scream. I'm gonna give me some mescaline. She brings me roses and a place to lean. A drunken poet's dream. A drunken poet. A drunken poet. All right. There you go. Drunken Poet's Dream. Song I wrote with Ray Wiley Hubbard. And sorry, I got scatterbrained. sometimes I get the verses mixed up anyway, but then I just glanced down. I made the mistake of glancing down at the comments, and somebody was being a jerk, and then it threw me. And much like in live shows, it's interesting when you're playing. Sometimes, I came up playing like really kind of rowdy joints and just places where people were watching TV or talking or yelling or punching each other or shooting each other. That's an exaggeration, but it was like they weren't sitting around going, "Oh, that's a really deep lyric, Hayes Carll." If anything, it was they're yelling at me for not playing the Joker. But when I play listening room, and I can still, if it's like a rock club or it's a rowdy place, it's totally fine. Everybody's doing that. But when I play like a listening room or a folk club, and there's like one person that's being really talkative, it's weird because it it's like everybody has this environment. You've created this thing that everybody's on the same level, and then there's one like turd in the punch bowl that ruins it for everybody, myself included. So I guess what I'm trying to say is be aware of your surroundings, and I don't know that applies here. People just pop off on the internet. I'm not the first and won't be the last to deal with that. Anyway, but thank y'all for tuning in, everybody. Again, this is Alone Together Tuesdays. I'm your host, Hayes Carll. I've been doing this for 4 months now, and it has been the highlight for me of this pandemic. It's been the thing that's really kept me sane and kept me connected. So I really appreciate everybody tuning in week after week. I'm here every Tuesday, and I'm going to try to continue to be for a while at least, because I don't think I'm going to be working for a bit. Although I have a gig scheduled in Nashville at the City Winery, so we'll see if that happens. Knock on wood. But yeah, everything's been canceling lately. 'Cause times are weird. Times like these, everyone could use a hand. Instead of standing around losing ground, running down the promised land. And it's so hard to tell if this is heaven or hell, and I can never measure by degrees. But it's sure getting warm around here in times like these. In times like these, do I really need a billionaire? Just taking on my time trying to tell me how I treat him unfair. Oh, then I have to pay as the home of the brave gets divided into them and the we. Oh, I find I'm losing my mind in times like these. Yeah, they come and they go, they're here and they're not. Every day I'm getting better at losing something I haven't got. I just wanna do my labor, love my girl and help my neighbor while I keep a little hope on my dreams. But it's sure getting hard, brother, in times like these. Times like these, I wish I had a place to hide. Instead of bringing it together, we're just running on the great divide. I hope and I pray at the end of the day that I can somehow get my troubles to ease. But I gotta say it's not looking good, not in times like these. Yeah, they come and they go, they're cold and they're hot. I'm just trying to keep the world from turning me to something I'm not. And I'm gonna try to run till the whole thing's done, and I just hope I don't end up on my knees. But it's sure getting hard to stand up in times like these. I just wanna do my labor, love my girl and help my neighbor while I keep it on my joie de vivre. But it's sure getting hard, brother, in times like these. I could use just a little bit of help in times like these. Yes, I could. I know we all could. I know times are hard out there. Everybody, thank y'all for taking some time out of your evening to come and hang out with me. And I hope that y'all are doing okay. I mean, there's a lot of folks out there right now, and can't talk to all of you, but I will send a wish to all of you that you're making it and surviving, and try to remember. I say this all the time, but the Ray Wiley Hubbard quote, he said, "The days I keep my gratitude higher than my expectations are good days," and so I found that to be true, and I try to keep my gratitude high and try to keep my heart open and be kind. I don't always succeed, but I try. People don't make it easy sometimes. Anyway, all right. Let's see. I had a few songs left I wanted to play, and then we're gonna call it a night. I had a request for this one. It's a Guy Clark and Sean Camp tune, and actually, before I do that, yeah. Let's go ahead and do it. I'd rather sleep in a box like a bum on the street than a fine feather bed without your little old cold feet. And I'd rather be deaf, all time and stone blind, than to know that your mornings would never be mine. And I'd rather die young than to live without you. And I'd rather go hungry than eat lonesome stew. And this once in a lifetime, and it won't come again. It's just here and it's gone on the Magnolia wind. And I'd rather not hear a pretty music again if I can't catch your fiddle on a Magnolia wind. So if it ever comes time that it comes time to go, says pack up your fiddle and says pack up your bow. 'Cause if I can't dance with you, then I won't dance at all. I'll just sit this one out with my back to the wall. And I'd rather not walk through the garden again if I can't catch your scent on a Magnolia wind. If I can't catch your fiddle on a Magnolia wind. All right. I got it a little mixed up there, but I've done worse. Okay, everybody. Well, I think I'm gonna do maybe one or two more and then get out of here. But thanks again for tuning in. Again, I'm in Asheville, North Carolina, which is one of my favorite towns. When I first started touring, North Carolina was like the first state that was good to me outside of Texas. And what I mean by that is, it was the first place where not only did like more than 2 people show up, but the people that showed up were very kind. There was the club owners would offer me places to stay in Winston-Salem and Asheville and Black Mountain and Saluda and all these great little towns, and some not so little, but just really good people up here. I like it. I like the vibe. And so it's always had a special place for me. And yeah, I'll tell you a quick story. Well, I don't know how quick it'll be, but my second tour, my first tour was with a buddy named Mondo Signs, and we drove up up to New York, and we're out for about 2 months, and it was this kind of a disaster of a tour. But the second one, I came up with Kim Horner and Carol Young, a band. They were called the Green Cards at the time, and now Kim plays with Robert O'Keen, and Carol's making amazing jewelry. And but they're Australian and just really talented musicians. And they were my band for a minute. We were a trio, and I bought this van. I was driving a 1984 Cadillac Fleetwood, which was super pimp and really cool, and I loved it. But it got stolen for a minute, and the guy ripped out the steering column, and it was never quite the same after that. And it wasn't really built for tours of more than 20 miles. It was like the gas was ridiculous, and so I decided I needed a proper touring vehicle for my band. And I was living in Crystal Beach, Texas at the time on the Bolivar Peninsula, and there was a used car dealer there. Don't buy a used car from a car dealer in a beach town, period. I'm just going to say that. I'm sorry if you're doing that, but like if you live out there, but like just they're rusted to hell, and there's all kinds of problems. And I think that's a general rule. I didn't know that at the time. So I found this van. It was a 1985 Chevy conversion van, and it was really cool. It was like my dream vehicle. It was gold and maroon. It was gold with like maroon stripes, and the interior was all maroon. And it had bucket seats and a CB radio and an 8-track. And then in the back, it had a card table and a couch and a wet bar. And it was just the coolest. Had track lighting on the ceiling. It was so pimp. And, my career was, I bought it for $3,500. It was not like I had a bunch of money. And that should have been my first clue, that I could buy this really cool looking vehicle for such a small amount of money. Anyway, I drove it to Austin from the beach, picked up Kim and Carol, and we drove to Little Rock, which is about an 8-hour drive, 9-hour drive. It took me 3 tanks of gas to get there, which I thought was unusual, because in the past it was like, a tank and a half, 2 tanks maybe to get up there. But I didn't think much about it. We did the show. Then we drove to Nashville the next night. Again, ton of gas. We parked the car in a Holiday Inn Express. The next morning we came out, and the fire department was in the parking lot of the Holiday Inn Express because I had a hole in my gas tank, and it had leaked gasoline all over the parking lot, which is a major fire hazard. And so the fire department came out. So I had a gig that night that I had to cancel in where is it, in Tennessee? It'll come to me. Anyway, I've never gotten to play since. It's this kind of iconic little joint a couple hours out of Nashville. Anyway, so we had to cancel that gig. But then we got it fixed, got back on the road. Everything was going good. Played a few shows, and my crowds had gone from like 5 people, 10 people to 50, 75 people. In some cases, like 100 people. And I was really rocking and doing great. And Kim and Carol were awesome. But the van started having problems, and we started breaking down a lot. And I would call AAA regularly, to the point where they, by the end of the tour, they actually revoked my membership I got kicked out of AAA. But anyway, that was that. We hadn't got to that point yet. But we're driving through North Carolina and going through the Smokies, get into Asheville. And out just outside of Asheville, we're staying at this place called like the Lookout Mountain Hotel or something, because it's named because it's on the top of a hill, like a really steep hill. Like you got to really go to get up there. And this was the first sign of real problems. Is we tried to get up the hill, and we got about halfway up, and then just couldn't go any further and rolled all the way back down. And we did that like 2 or 3 times. We tried to get a running start and get up there, and eventually we had to park at the bottom of the hill and just carry our stuff up. And I didn't know much about cars at the time. I didn't know this was a potentially really big problem. And we kept doing the tour, and finally we had played our last show, and we were going to drive from Charleston, South Carolina. I think we played the Handlebar or something, I don't remember. But I know we were in South Carolina, and we were going to drive all the way back to Austin that night to see Casey Chambers in Austin. And after the show, I bonused Kim and Carll $150 a piece for the tour. We'd been out for like 3 weeks, and I had done well, better than I expected. I'd made a profit, so I bonused them $150 each. We started driving. About an hour out, the car broke down. It just wouldn't go anywhere. It was dead, entirely dead. So we called the tow truck, because AAA had revoked me by this point, and he towed us to Gaffney, South Carolina, to a place called the Peach Pit, which was a hotel, and it had a mechanical bull in the lobby. And we holed up there, and I called a mechanic, and it turned out they got the car. It turned out my transmission was screwed, and I had to get a new transmission. And so they said it was going to be 4 days, and so they spent 4 days working on the car. It was a couple $1,000s. I had to ask for the $150 back from Kim and Carll, which I was very ashamed of. Finally, they fixed it. So we got out of the Peach Pit. We start driving home. We get to somewhere in Mississippi, Pearl, Mississippi. It's 3 a.m. The Bob Dylan song, I Stayed in Mississippi Way Too Long, is on the radio. And I look in the rearview mirror, and there's fire coming out of the van, from the bottom of the van. So I pull over. We all jump out of the van. Kim grabs his expensive mandolin, and we jump in a ditch because we think the van's about to go all A-team and explode. And it turned out the converter had overheated and had burned up. So we got towed again. We got to a hotel. Kim and Carll immediately got out the phone book, got the Greyhound bus number, and caught a Greyhound back to Austin. And I stayed in Pearl, Mississippi for 3 days until they fixed that part of it. And then I got the van and started driving back to Texas. But the problem was the van wouldn't go over 30 miles an hour. So I drove from Pearl, Mississippi to Houston, Texas. It took me a while. And I had a lot of piss. I was on the right lane most of the way because I couldn't accelerate past a certain point. Anyway, I don't remember what the point of the story was. I just felt like telling it. Asheville, North Carolina. That's where I am, and that was one part of that saga and that journey. I'm very grateful to be able to still play music all these years later, and I'm grateful to y'all for showing up. Thank you for being here. I hope you had a good time, and we'll see you next Tuesday. So here we go. After all these years of running around, all this flying high and falling down, well, I gotta get back to the way I was. I'm gonna turn it round, darling, just because everybody's talking about the shape I'm in. They say, boy, you ain't a poet, just a drunk with a pen. Over and over, again and again. Lord, they don't know about the places I've been. It gets hard out here, I know it don't look it. I used to have heart, but the highway took it. The game was right, but the deal was crooked. I'll make it perfectly clear, it gets hard out here. guess there must be something I'm missing. My mama told me I should have gone into easy listening. I joined up with the band cause I thought it was cool. Lord, I guess I should have just gone back to school. And oh, pretty darling, it's gonna be okay. You know, one of these days I'm gonna take you away. She said, oh, sweet daddy, you're probably right. I think we might get lucky, but it won't be tonight. It gets hard out here. I know it don't look it. I used to have heart, but the highway took it. The game was right, but the deal was crooked. I'll make it perfectly clear. It gets hard out here. I know it don't seem it. I said I'd try, but I never did mean it. And nobody's listening, so we might as well scream it. Oh God, we're all out of beer. It gets hard out here. All right. Hey, Connie Nelson. All right, I should end it there, but I'm not gonna, because I just thought of a couple more things I want to do. So if y'all need to leave, leave. But if you want to stay, I got a new song that I saw earlier on here. Drake White was checking out the show, and I wrote a song with Drake. He's an amazing singer, great songwriter. We wrote a song a while back that I just did a little recording of. I put it on my Patreon page. That's a place you can go if you want to hear unreleased music, or there's I put out songs every month that are exclusive to Patreon. So the only people that get to hear them are the patrons. So there's links on all the things. You can find it. So this is one. He had a guitar player that said something like, you know, he was lamenting that happy hour only lasted an hour. And so, being the professional songwriters that we are, we came up with this. I'll see if I can remember it, but let's see. I had just gotten free from my J.O.B., so I went on down to the bar, where from 6 to 7 is a working folks' heaven, half-price shots and beer in a jar. Oh, well, you better get a tasting, son, time is a-wasting, that's what that barkeep said. And I had barely gotten started for that hour departed, and these thoughts came to my head. Like, why do mamas always worry? Why don't payday come on time? How come tequila always tastes so much better with salt and lime? Why are sunsets so romantic? Where have all the heroes gone? How come the world just makes more sense when I hear a country song? And why can't stop in time be my superpower? Who says happy only gets to last an hour? It takes more than a sign on the window to define how long we all get to thrive. And I'll never surrender, time pushing bartender. I'll aim for happy morning, noon, and night. Yeah, you better keep believing we can keep this feeling rolling on past half call. And it may be semantic, but I'm a barroom romantic with some questions for you all. Like, why can't dogs have conversations? Why don't money grow on trees? How come it always feels so good to sit out on my favorite beach? Why does the first kiss mean it's true? Or why don't we all just ask ourselves, what would Willie do? And why can't stop in time be my superpower? Who says happy only gets to last an hour? Let's get higher than Spider-Man swinging off the Eiffel Tower. Who says happy only gets to last an hour? Oh, who says happy only gets to last an hour? All right. Okay. And last but not least, this will be the final song. Thanks again, everybody, for coming out. I've told you we've been on the road for 3 weeks. I'm heading home tomorrow. I haven't seen my wife in 3 weeks, so I'm very excited about that. And so I want to send this song out to her. And again, everybody, y'all take care of each other. Be good to each other. It's weird out there. It's a weird time, and I feel like it's easy to be getting pissed off at each other rather than support each other. And I know which one is healthier. So I'm gonna try to stick with that. I have seen you at the window, I've heard you at the door. I felt the world convince you, you could even up the score. Watched you carry all the memories from a life that came before and then went away. But I will stay. I remember how you told me you felt it all might fall apart. You barely made it into this world and you've been fighting from the start. It's not easy to believe, but I will protect your heart in every way. And I will stay. Warm rain on the water, a lone star in the night, brave dreams to hold on to. It will be alright. And it's hard to keep believing all the stories you've been told, and to watch the way you try, babe, is a sight to behold. And sometimes you will get angry, and sometimes you will get cold, but that's okay. I will stay. There's a ghost in every garden and a lock on every door, and all of them remind you of the ones who came before. There's a pain in every memory that you don't have to hold no more. Now the summer sun is fading and the autumn's in the hall, and if time would just stop moving, it wouldn't bother you at all. But your story isn't finished. You got so much more to say, and I can't wait. So I will stay. I will stay. Everybody, thank you so much. For everybody that's tipped in the past, the postcards are on the way, with the exception of the last 10 people, because I ran out of postcards. But I'm getting some more made. But thank you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. One more time for Eli. When this pandemic ends, you can catch him down in Austin doing the gigs. And thanks again to my friend Rob for putting this all together. I would have been SOL. So I hope everybody is doing all right. Y'all take care of each other, be kind, and I hope to see you next week. Thanks again. All right. Let me turn off these devices.